This is Robert Clotworthy, the narrator of The Curse of Oak Island, and I have a question for you. Could it be that you are listening to The Curse of Oak Island and Beyond live stream?
This is a top pocket find, mate, for sure. Hey, how's everybody doing? Jeff here with The Curse of Oak Island and Beyond live stream. And I tell you what, I just had to come on tonight because I just thought, we need a time where you guys and me, the fans of The Curse of Oak Island, can sit down and just talk about season 10 and a little bit about what we've seen in the past seasons and leading up to season 10 and all that. So I thought, why not? Let's just do it. We'll go live tonight and talk it up. I've got the uh, Facebook going right now and I got the YouTube going. So anyway, welcome and thanks for coming tonight. Let's see, who have we got? I'm seeing a couple new names here. Patricia. Hi, Patricia. Jan is here. I think who was it? Sandollar Ray won for being the first one to log in again. Beat Paula by just that much. Hey, Paula and Sandollar, glad you guys are here. Let's see, Jan is here. Let's see who Indy's Antics is here. Hey, how you doing? Let's see who else we got. A lot of chat cats here. Karen's here. Hi, Karen. Kate's here. The Jersey Lady. Bass Anderson. Oh my goodness. Patricia, as I mentioned. And who over on this side? Karen's here. Jeff's in the house. 1.6 1.6 gigahertz. Yeah, the Oak Island folks will be like, what? What's he talking about? 1.6 gigahertz. Let's see. So Wanda, hey Wanda, how you doing? Tom Burns, of course, and of course, I think Linda is out there as well, and Jan. We do have a little bit of an update on our good friend Jack Campbell, who is still in the hospital, but I believe he's been help me out here, Linda. And I saw the message earlier today. I believe you said that he is now in rehab and doing better. Was that the thing I heard? And I think that that's a great thing. All of us have been praying for Jack. He's hopefully he's going to be recovering here soon, and we'll get him back on the show here very soon as well. So our thoughts and prayers still going out for Jack that he gets back with us soon. So I tell you, some of the stuff that's going on in Oak Island, some of the things that we do know, there's a bunch of things we do know and a lot we don't. But one of the things that we do know is that the Long Reach excavator is working up on the hillside. It's up on kind of the crown on the hill there of, or at least it was at last reports, working up on the hill, which would be between the Women's Memorial and the Cave-In Pit or Smith's Cove down that hill, right up there on that road almost, it looks like that and they're working up in there. And exactly what about they're doing there, of course it's digging. It's going to be digging deep if it's um the Long Reach like that. So let's talk about that. What do you guys think? One of the things I wanted to do tonight, and I'll put the number up here in a little bit, I got the phone turned on if anybody wants to call in. I just wanted to chat with you guys tonight, I really did, and find out what you think. What do you hope to see this season 10? What do you think we'll see in season 10? I mean, will we see some wood? Yeah. Will we see some metal? Yeah. Will they analyze said wood and metal? Yeah. So, the cave-in pit is a pit that was a cave-in spot. It's between. This is a question Cat was asking there. It's a cave-in area or depression in the ground that's now filled with water that is between the Money Pit and Smith's Cove. Apparently, if I remember correctly, it was a spot where a cow had fallen in or something. No, or is that a different spot? But anyway, this area, it was caved in. I think they did some dynamiting and everything years past, and it caved in right there in that one spot. But um, let's see. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, they did lose the oxen down there. Sophie Sellers. Okay. I thought there was an animal that fell into it. That's like I said, it's a big depression in the ground that's down between. Yep. Yeah, Jan, Linda, thank you guys. Hey, Robot, how you doing? Woken One, AO is here in the house. Let's see, Carol. Hi, Carol, how you doing? Deborah, Tracy, Dale Kearney is here. Dale's a busy man these days. I tell you, and we had anyway, let me get back to that. So we know that the excavator has been up there working and digging in a very deep spot. We have it on good authority that they are not digging up the women's memorial. It is not being destroyed. I believe they have gone in and kind of cleaned it up and capped it to some degree, because as you know, there's a tunnel. There was a searcher tunnel, or shaft, I should say, not a tunnel, but a searcher shaft was put in right there many, many years ago. And you could still see the wood showing on the top of it for a long time. And that was right there at the base of the women's memorial. So they haven't torn it up. They've actually, done some changes to it to protect it. And I think they capped off that shaft as well. Um, oh, okay. Linda says she has a couple of pics for me. All right, thank you for telling me. Um, okay. Oh my goodness. All right, well, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to share this real quick. This is let's see, um, this is from Karen, Karen public cover, Oak Island from the other side of the causeway. That's the one you're talking about for me to share. All right, so I always like to ask first before I do that because I don't want to share something I'm not supposed to be. All right, so I think this here. Let's see. It says today was crazy busy. Um, There had to be at least 30 dump truck loads of gravel trucked across the causeway nonstop all day. Other equipment and yet another little building. Not a good day to work from home. There must have been a pad. There must be another pad being built to justify that much dump traffic. Some days are diamonds. Oh, this is cute. Little deer man across. Oh, between the vehicles. Oh, wow. There's a couple of pictures there too. So that's from Karen from Oak Island from the other side of the. Karen, appreciate it. So anyway, we've got we've got that. That's really cool. So what could they be doing with all of that? What's going on over there that they would be sending over that much or that many truckloads? Hmm, very interesting. So what do you guys think? I'm going to try to pay attention to the chat and not be running my jaws too much. Um, so, but I really want to know what you guys think. What do you hope to see this year? In what working on in season 10. What do you hope they? Thank you, Karen. What do you hope they find? What do you hope? What do you think they'll find? And so we know that. And again, thanks to Karen. Again, thanks to Karen Public Cover, she had shared those pictures with on her site and allowed us to share them, that showed the Dumas mining trucks going across. And I've mentioned this a couple times in the little updates that I've done. The Dumas mining trucks went across with equipment trailers, the cargo trailers or containers actually. So they took a lot of stuff over, and we know that those guys are into mining, right? And like I said before, Rick had mentioned in the drilling down episode that if the Muon technology was to find a solid target, he would like to tunnel to it rather than putting in a caisson or something like that. Choice Drilling is up there working away. We've seen the drill rig is all set up. Um, the Ark of the Covenant. Yeah. Joanne, I'm a little, I really the Ark of the Covenant when that shows up, that's end times type stuff right there, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet. So let's just not. Yeah, I know. I just hope that doesn't is end up being what they find. Of course. Um, Oh, yes. Many thanks to our special ops team, Tom Burns and Henry DeWitt, for the recon mission. I do have some of their pictures. They were just sending me a few more tonight. And as you guys know, oh, yeah, we got the J Free 906 mobile unit one. And Tom, somehow or another, he got a picture of it. And he was showing that picture. And I really didn't want this to get out. I got a little I got a little work to do, on it, a little paint, and whatnot. And I wasn't sure that I wanted this to be made public, but I think he was going to post it. When I saw this today, I was, when he sent this over, I was like, yep, here I am. Looks pretty good on the inside, doesn't it? compared to what it looks like on the outside. Oh my goodness. Yeah, J3 906 Mobile Unit 1's been spotted. Yeah. Yeah, it looks way bigger on the inside. Yeah. I know. That was hilarious. Thanks, Tom, for I don't need a bowler. It says that's a bowler. I was gonna say I don't even know what kind of trailer that is, but that's pretty funny, isn't it? Yeah, there it is in its glory. Broken window. Got to get that replaced. It gets a little drafty, and the screen's got a tear in it. And the mosquitoes come in here and try to eat me at night. It's like, oh my gosh. It's a wonder I have any blood left. Um, yeah, the Tardis. Oh, that's hilarious. Jeff, what kind of ice cream do you sell? Yeah. Oh, the mystery van. That was Tracy. Oh, you people are making. I'm going to be laughing all night. Oh my gosh. So anyway, yeah, that's the mobile unit one. But I tell you, the guys. One of the things that I did want to talk about too, just briefly tonight, was the fact that you guys know that I'm into the treasure hunting, and I have said many times that I would go out the Barbie trailer. uh, so I've always said that I would love to go on Oak Island and do metal detecting with Gary, just cover that island from Isaac's Point to the Causeway. I mean, every inch of that thing with a metal detector. Well, except for the owned properties that you're not allowed to, lot 5 and such. But so anyway, I thought that would really be a lot of fun to be able to do that, just comb the whole thing, right? So I like metal detecting. I like doing that kind of thing, and I really do get a lot of pleasure out of it. And I have all of a sudden I was talking with Gypsy Jules, and Gypsy, she is. We had her on the show, her and Don McCauley both on the show, and both of them are out there metal detecting, and they're experts in the field. And I've kind of talking to both of them a little bit about it, and so I actually made the investment. Gypsy kind of hooked me up, and I made the investment. I got a Garrett on the way. And while I was doing this, I got a Garrett metal detector. It's the Ace Apex coming. And so thank you, Gypsy Jules, for helping me with that. But so this unit is coming in, and I get to mess around with. I'm really excited. Yeah, she is the metal detecting queen for sure. And then as I was looking at this, I came across a new TV show, and it's on Fox Nation, right? So here we are, new TV show, Fox Nation, and it's got the guys. It's called Duck Family Treasure or something like that. Duck Family Treasure, and it's the guys. It's Jace and Jeb Robertson. Cy is in it, and then there's another gentleman. I'm at a loss for his name at the moment, but it's on, Fox Nation, and it's about them metal detecting and, of course, their antics as they go along as well, which was pretty funny. So I watched the first episode, it was pretty good. Well, I was showing this to Tom, and, I was showing this to Tom. I said, or Tom, I mean, yeah, Tom and, Henry, and I said, "Oh, I really like these guys, and I can't this show is really good. If you get a chance, you should check it out." The next picture I get from Tom right then after is this. I had no idea that he was a, Duck Dynasty fan. I did. I enjoyed that show very much. So, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's, yeah. I thought that was a pretty good picture too. So this is this is at the cabin. I believe this is at his cabin on the lake. So anyway, I had to show that real quick because I thought that was pretty funny. So anyway, so I got the Garrett metal detector coming. I can't wait to get this thing out and get detecting with it and see what I can find. Um, well, I mean, Michelle, yes, it is a comedy show, not real treasure hunting. You're right, but they are having fun, and they're going to show us anything that they dig up or they find. So, I think quite a few of the episodes are already out on Fox Nation. If you have that, I went out there, and I got to tell the story too. I'm sorry, I tell this story real quick, but I went out there I thought, well, let me check and see how much it costs to sign up and stuff, and I found out that as a veteran, which I am of the Navy, you get a free 1 year. I was like, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Fox Nation. So I got a free year. If you're a veteran, you get a free year of Fox Nation, and then you get every year after is 50% discount. Thank you very much. So, if all you veterans out there, check that out and see. Oh, okay. Linda's sharing some pictures with me here, and I'm absolutely just running my jaw, and I missed them. Okay, so let me share some of these. Let me bring up the other screen. Hold on one second. Um, it's called Duck Family Treasure, I believe. Let me check and let me make sure on that, or if anybody can help confirm that for me. Duck Family Treasure. There it is. Yeah, yeah. Duck Family Treasure. Yeah, it's a pretty. It's pretty. But I like those guys anyway. I think they're kind of funny. So I enjoy their stuff that they do. Jim, yeah, certainly. I mean, if you're a veteran, go out there and sign up. You get a free year. It was awesome. And then 50% after that. So here's another picture from Karen. And this is a one of the excavators going across. Not one of the real big ones, but then again, it's got a pretty heavy duty bucket on there. So that's really cool. What else we got here? Oh, yeah, another shack. That's kind of weird. That's kind of an odd looking, like a shed. I wonder what they're using that for. That's interesting. Uh, wow. Yeah. That piece of equipment right there goes out and smoothens out and flattens a surface. So if they're going to be doing that, like Karen had mentioned, it's very likely that they are building some sort of a pad. So that's pretty neat, is it? Okay, I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if anybody's answered this yet, but as far as we know, they had. I think we were hoping that the actual. Let's see. You got the tours, Oak Island tours. Linda, help me out with this. I think that one of them was hoping that they would. Both of them decided they weren't going to be any tours this year. I believe both of the tour agencies or said there wasn't going to be any tours this year. But I thought there was a chance that maybe one of them was going to have some later in the season, but I don't think that's been changed. Um, I know Linda can help me confirm that. Oh, they said no tours this year. Any decision made yearly after the first of the year. So yeah, unfortunately, no. So thanks, Linda. Appreciate that. What's this one here? So if they get to show in November, how is the weather going to factor in? Um, I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. So if they get to show in November, the show is going to be, that's when it comes on. The season will start in November, but it'll be from the video taken from the beginning of the season, the, shooting season, which I believe is June. They might have been shooting some in May. Um, yeah, here we go. Friends of Oak Island said in February, Oak Island Tours made their announcement in April. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They film all summer into the fall. So they'll be showing what at the beginning of the season when they first arrive out there at the beginning of the summer. They will show that start there and then move their way through. So, and it's kind of weird as you watch the show throughout the season. You see how it changes. Sometimes they'll show it, and the trees will be nice and green and everything. And then another scene a few minutes later will be the trees are turning yellow and all that. Or you see one where the trees don't have any leaves hardly at all. So, they kind of jump around through the season a little bit. Um, okay, cool. Yeah, but that's how they do that. So let me go back here a little bit. Tom Burns said, Henry and I are currently scouring the literally hundreds of photos taken over the past 10 to 12 days to prep for the debrief on the air. Yeah, they're coming on, and we're going to have Tom and Henry on the show. That's going to be on the 7th of July. That's a Thursday night at 7:30. We're going to have them on, and they're going to be showing their pictures. I told them we got to whittle it down to about 50 or so. I don't know if we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If he, I want them to be able to show their show their pictures that they have and talk about the whole experience. I mean, gosh, some of the stuff that they did, and I'll flash through a few of them I've got here, um, real quick. Let me jump over to this other screen here. Oh, wait, you know what? Yeah, so just a couple of other vehicles there. Whoa! All right, so I'm going to bring up this other one here. The other screen. Sorry about that. I should be more prepared, but we're kind of impromptu tonight. Yeah, so that was one where they got to meet Tony Sampson and Tony's pilot of the Salty Dog Sea Tours boat that day. And I don't know this gentleman's name. Tom can probably help me out, or Henry can help me out with that. I don't know his name. So that was really cool. So they got to hang out with him and go on the tour. This was that large generator that was brought out, the cat generator. Um, this thing is huge. Um, I think somebody said that it could probably generate power to run the entire island. I mean, if it had like a lot more buildings and stuff on it, they need a lot of power for some reason. So that's this picture was taken when they were out in the boat with Tony Sampson. This is a cool picture. Where do you think this is, folks? That is a really cool bar right there. Yeah, I'm just reading over some of the chat. Oh, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Karen. Nice gesture there. Um, oh, Dale Carney says his pool is at 90 degrees Celsius now. You and Henry should have stayed longer. Yeah, that's a nice place you got there. Let's see. Barbara said that one vehicle, that one thing was Steve's makeup trailer. Yeah, we kind of joked about that a little bit, didn't we? Oh, here was Tom preparing every night when they were out there. The ops team was out there. They would prepare for the next day and make sure their plan of attack was all in place and everything. So yeah, that was Tom was getting everything worked out every single night before they took off the next morning early at sunrise. Let's see. Power for water pumps and lighting. The Dumas shaft. Yeah, that could be Winston. You could be right. Um, Not the Malamute. I'm familiar with a bar restaurant called the Malamute. It's up here in the UP. So I was just that's why it caught me off guard there for a minute. Um, um, Cod kissing in Newfoundland. Yep, that was pretty funny right there. Um, Doug Simmons says a pad around the women's memorial thing, which could be a shaft. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah. They did, so we know they kind of I think they work to protect it, the women's memorial, so and the digging is actually going on the hill behind it. At least that's where the excavator, long reach excavator was working up on the hill behind it, between there and Smith's Cove. So it looked like that's where they were doing their digging from the pictures that we've seen so far. Um, but it's hard to tell, you can't really see too much except for like piles of dirt around the long reach excavator up there, and then more equipment went out. Uh, yeah, air needs to be pumped into those shafts as well. Need power for that. Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons to have that power, but that is definitely a big machine that they brought out there. Some random bar in Nova Scotia. Yeah, that's what that was. uh, let's see. Wow, there's a lot of chat. I'm trying to keep up with it. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, the mug and anchor, Doug. Yep. I believe that's what it was. Um, oh, Barbara said she's how disappointed she is that there was no cod kissing. I guess that's up in Newfoundland, so I'm not sure that yeah, they don't have that going on at the Mug and Anchor. I don't think. Um, yeah, it's Canadian cod or only. Oh my gosh. You guys are funny. Oh, here's the team sneaking around. Private property. All right, I got to show this one real quick. Tom sneaking around. Yep. Tell you, these guys, we kiss seagulls in Nova Scotia. If you could catch one. There's seagulls out here. There's been a whole bunch of them flying around. They're always around by the bay. That's the nice thing about what I'm doing. I can look right out this window and see the bay right there. That's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to do the show like that. So, yeah. So there's Tom hiding behind look, he's hiding by. There's a cannon. So I wonder where he's standing. Where do you think that is? That's Oak Island right there in the back, and that's a cannon. Gee, where do you think this picture was taken, folks? Let's see. A Muon test might have determined the location of the flood shafts from Smith Cove. The long reach excavator might be digging it up. That's an awesome point, Winston. You could be right. That's kind of what I wanted to do tonight. I really wanted to see if anybody wanted to talk about it. I mean, we can talk about anything, but I kind of wanted to see if anybody wanted to talk about just that thing. It's talking what's going on right now. Do we know what we don't have a absolute, fact of what's happening on the island right now. But we do get a lot of indication that we can kind of put the pieces together and figure out at least somewhat where they are, where they're working, what they're actually doing there. But that's a very good point. They could be trying to cut off a flood tunnel or a flood shaft right there. Yep. Um, Doug says, this is Doug. Whoops, I clicked on the wrong one. I clicked on the wrong one. Hold on a second. They go by so quickly. You can use compressors to push air down a shaft and see if the bubbles come up somewhere else. That's really cool. Yep. Karen said that Tom was trespassing. That's why he was hiding. He was hiding so well, right? Oh my gosh. That's pretty funny. Let's see. What else did he send over here? I got all kinds of stuff. Yeah, they've been sharing some different pictures with me here. So what's this one here? One of the pictures that they sent over, I thought was really cool. And I don't know, I think Tom actually showed this on the air or on our the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond Facebook group. And if you'd like to join that group, by the way, we have some really good discussions. I forget we got how many 20 how many thousand people? 26,000 people, 28,000 members or something like that right now. A lot. And honestly, I should know that. I know. Um, we have some really, really good discussions, pictures shared by people who've been on the, not this year, but of course on the tours and stuff over the past, couple of years ago tours from the island and everything. So 26,300 members in our Facebook group. Absolutely phenomenal. Um, Really, it truly is phenomenal that our group has grown that big in that little amount of time. But it's all, and we really appreciate it. Oh, here's a picture I wanted to show. It's kind of blurry, but this is one of the shots that they got from Tony's boat, Salty Dog Sea Tours of Steve Guptill, and they're out there doing some getting GPS coordinates on something. I was just reading some of the chat here. Um, you guys are funny. There's some great stuff going on. Let's see. It's J Free 906 Mystery Van going on tour. Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is actually. I really wanted to go into Nova Scotia and go to Oak Island, or not to Oak Island, but to Mahone Bay in Mobile Unit 1. But I don't know. Honestly, gas is so expensive. Right now, I think I got it figured out to be about 7.50 a gallon in a, when you convert the liters to gallons. Um, and I don't know with the exchange rate. I'm not sure if it'd still be about there. But anyway, that's pulling a fifth wheel for that far from the UP of Michigan to Nova Scotia. It's a long way. So I don't know. It cost me a fortune in gas to get there and a fortune to get back. Um, oh, it went down 6 cents last night. Um, let's see. Where is 10x? What does this say? Where is 10x as it relates to existing or last year's drilling? 10x is up on the hill behind it. Where this, I know it's hard. I can't see from that picture. But you have this level, this where this is taken is in South Shore, looking up to the money pit. And on top of the money pit is flat, of course. That's where they were doing all the drilling. And then it goes up another about 10 feet or so. And then it's kind of goes back even further towards the northeast. And up there is where up there you can see let me see if I can scroll in here. It's up here on top of this hill back here. This where this drill rig is right here. This would be the money pit, and then there's another hill behind it that is up here, and that's Dan Blankenship's drill truck that's back there, and then 10x is off over here behind this choice vehicle. So it's up there. So that's where the drilling was last year, down here where the choice van is or truck is right there. Yeah, you'll be living in it after paying off for gas. I know, right? That's exactly right. Uh, oh my goodness. Um, yeah. See, this is really cool right here too, and this is a I kind of wanted to do this tonight for that reason, so that you guys could all talk and I can talk and you guys can share back and forth with each other, and that's a perfect example right there. Get to know each other a little bit. Um, yeah, that's really what I kind of wanted to do tonight. It's been a while since we got together and just kind of you know, chapped it up a little bit. So anyway, so that's what we presume. And I wanted to see, presume what's going on the island right now. So we got the Dumas mining, and we haven't seen, but just a blip of the Muon technology. Remember at the end of the season, they showed in the preview, they showed that little blip of something. It was data from the Muon technology. We don't know if it was Oak Island or not because it just ran through it real quick, but we saw that and there was some structures or voids underground. It was in that picture. And Rick was in the picture and they were putting it together as if that was part of the data. We don't know for sure if that was the data, but you know that by now they do have the data. Um, from because they pretty much scanned all winter long to get the data. So, because it takes several months. So, they were able to take and now hopefully find a spot. If they did, they're going to hopefully tunnel to it. So I think season 10 is really going to be interesting. Um, I think this is going to be the one where they really get some pretty neat conclusions. I think I have a feeling. Um, I don't know. I just have a good feeling about the whole Muon technology and the tunneling that he wants to do. Let's see here. Jeff, you can, what does it say, Kate? Jeff, you can drive to the US and then cross over to Canada. Wouldn't it be cheaper? It would be cheaper, but it's further. Because I would have to go from where I am. My Canada is like, well, I can see Canada across the bay right here and across the end of Lake Superior. I can actually see Canada from here. So I'd pop over into Canada, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada, and then drive east from there. Long drive, 20 hours at best in a car, not pulling a fifth wheel. And then the fuel would be very expensive. So, but I'll figure out a way to get there. I'm going to get over there this year for sure. Um, I'm gonna roll through some of these other pictures here. Um, oh yeah, I was talking about the cribbage board. There's Henry DeWitt, and they're playing cribbage. Looks like they're just getting started. But isn't this cool? That's a Oak Island cribbage board. That's really cool. I wouldn't mind having one of those. That's really neat. Let's see. There was a couple of other pictures that the guys shared while they were there. One of them I thought was really, really interesting. Um, was that they all got to meet some of the crew. And I put this one when I did the little update the other day. I showed this one really quick. So Tom and Henry, and you got Alessandra and Nikki, and you got Scott Barlow, Terry Matheson, and Laird Niven all in this picture. They met at the Mug and Anchor, and they got to sit around and chop it up a little bit with them guys and Alessandra and Nikki, and that so cool right there. That's what's so cool. I guess now we don't know if Gary, there was no sighting of Gary, Tom. I didn't hear anything said about Gary, so he must not have been uh Tom said that the fuel cost for me to go to Nova Scotia would equal a Gerhardt truckload of silver. Yes. Yes, it would. Yes, it would indeed. Why not just fly to Halifax, rent a car, and the yes, that's one of my options to get over there. That is one of my options. The problem with that, and it's not a huge problem, but I have my camera equipment and stuff that I want to take with me would have to go through and be checked and everything, which I can do. That's not a problem. I can do that. But I have quite a bit of equipment that I want to lug with me um, for picture taking and all that kind of stuff. I bet you could swim there. Yeah, yeah. I'm a pretty good swimmer, but I don't know about that. Um, but so I don't know. I could do that. That is definitely an option to fly to Halifax and then take a car. There's a place I can stay. I've already kind of worked out some of those details. So we'll see. Hopefully real soon I can do that. But yeah. Oh yes, I do have another. I think there's one more picture here of yeah, right there. So here we go again. So we got Alessandra and of course Terry Matheson. There's Steve Guptill and Nikki, Scott Barlow, Tim, and Laird Niven. So there you go. So really, I mean, that would be so cool to be there and get to hang out with all these guys. And I guess Terry was quite, you see, that's a funny thing too. You see a certain side of everybody on the show, and then you meet somebody. I haven't met them yet, but I have on, on having guest on. Laird's been on, and Steve, of course, has been on my show. But and you get to meet them there and get to see a little bit different side of them. But here they are, and you get to having dinner or drinks or whatever, and you get to see a truly different side of these people. And I guess Terry was um, kind of funny and stuff. I would love to. I can't wait. Get up there and if I get the opportunity to meet them like Tom and Henry did. That's just awesome. So what a special treat. So I guess there was no Gary sightings. Let's see. Gary was in town. We just missed seeing him. Okay. So he was in town. There you go. So we know he's out doing his metal detecting and keeping that rolling, right? I'm sure he has a lot more targets to dig up. Let's see. Rental car is pretty hard to get to find this summer. Oh, I had thought about because my truck is also a gas hog, even when it's not pulling a fifth wheel trailer. I was also thinking about just going over to Sioux Canada, renting a car and driving over there. That's option B. Fly is option A. Rent a car and drive is option B. Because I don't think the gas prices are going to come down anytime soon for me to do that. I'll tell you what, I got how long have we been going running my jaws here? 41 minutes. I do have the phone line here. So if anybody would like to call in, the phone is on and it is connected. Let's see. Let's put which one should we use? That one right there. Can you guys see that? If anybody wants to call in, call in. Tell me what you think. Let's talk about Oak Island a little bit. Skinwalker Ranch, if you want to talk about that. I've been talking with Christian Roper. He is out there right now. I tell you what, Christian has shared some information with me and some pictures with me. Um, of what has been taking place. He is out, or they finished up now, but they were on the ranch that is bordering Skinwalker Ranch. And they were doing some research out there, not using electronics so much, but talking to people, recording events in that nature, and stuff like that. And they got some really, really um, interesting stuff. It's really going to be, I can't wait to have him on. They're making a documentary of it, and it will be on their YouTube channel. And I believe that was, oh, I might have lost. I'll have to think about that. I'll post it in the link down below in the description of the show. But that's going to be really, really. I can't wait to see this because there is some really. You think about this whole Uintah Basin. You know that the weirdness that goes on in this area is not confined to the borders of Skinwalker Ranch. It definitely goes outside of that. No, it wasn't Blind Frog Ranch. I have to say that slowly. But it was actually borders. It actually, part of it borders Skinwalker Ranch. And it's not confined to the fence, that weirdness that goes on. So, oh, thank you, Linda. For those of you who can't see the number there very well. Hey, Houston, Texas, Dave, how you doing? so, so anyway, he's got some really interesting things. That's going to be a good show. I can't wait to have him on. He and I've been sharing some stuff. Oh, got a call here. Let's see who we got. Hello.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, who's this?
Amy.
Hey, Amy, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Make sure you have a. Go ahead.
I have you muted. You don't need to worry.
All right. Yep. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I was actually talking with one of my coworkers like last week, who's Navajo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, specifically about skinwalkers, because we're noticing that, like, when you're watching Skinwalker Ranch and they go to talk about it with any of the native people, they seem to get really nervous.
Yeah.
Right, and they seem to be really reluctant.
Yeah, yeah. And that's one of the things that that Christian has found out. He has gone from the complete spectrum of talking to people there, of people who are don't believe it, don't like it, don't want nothing to do with it, to true sighters and everything in between, of whether it be weird shadows, skinwalker type stuff, or whether it be UFO, UAP, or whatever. He's talked to people all the way through the full spectrum of belief to disbelief, which is really, really cool. That's why it's going to be so informative.
I think so. I'm interested to see what he gets people to say, because my friend Sam there, he and I, because he knows I do like the Celtic shamanism, so we've done cross comparisons between the two. He's really willing to talk to me about stuff, and he says the reason that people don't want to talk about it is because the belief system is that to talk about it brings the evil to you.
Yep, there's a lot of people that believe that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not so much one that does, but again, it's tradition in that respect. And that's something about the indigenous peoples, the Native Americans, First Nations people and all that. The traditions and spiritualism that they have is very, very deep and profound. I mean, it's something you don't want to.
Agreed. Yeah,
you respect it. Definitely respect it.
Got it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sam is very specific. Even with talking with me, there's certain subjects that he just be like, nope, we can't talk about that.
Yep.
And he'll, you're like, yeah, okay, if that's your comfort level.
Yep.
And he did confirm, for me, like what the one archaeologist that they had on say, where you always go clockwise.
Yes. Yeah.
Because again, if you go counterclockwise, they believe you're going to bring the evil to you.
Right. Yeah. Stuff like that, man. If somebody told me that, a Native American had told me that, I would definitely be following his guide for sure. Or hers.
Oh, especially up here, skinwalkers are just a matter of fact. Most people just accept them. I had a whole conversation with a 10-year-old that was my friend's grandson on the way to a birthday party. And he just talked about skinwalkers at 10 years old. Like, oh, of course. Yeah, they're right there. There they are. See, look, here's a video of one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what
I think
and
so. I'd
and
like to see
I guess it goes that
Christian
way
Science.
with paranormal stuff too, almost, because paranormal stuff as well, if you don't want it, don't want to see it, don't want to believe it, chances are you probably won't see it. But if you're open to
Agreed.
the idea, that's when you do start to see things. I found in my experience anyway. So, and then that's what the broad spectrum of people that that they've talked to. It's going to be really cool to see what they put together for us.
I agreed. He did give me this other little bit, Stan, that because this lady he was dating at one point, they had like an experience
Mm-hmm.
where her grandma just kind of showed up out of nowhere, and when they woke up, like she just showed up out of nowhere, or they were sleeping, and the next morning he noticed that like part of her hair was cut when it wasn't before. And he asked her, "Did you cut your hair this morning?" And she started freaking out on him because
Wow.
apparently part of that skinwalker stuff is actually there's some voodoo that goes on.
Oh, now I haven't heard
And
that. Wow.
they carry a bone, the medicine women, and that's what this lady's grandma was, or the medicine man, carries a bone that they wear around their neck. And it's that bone supposedly is what helps the skinwalker body nap them. And if they wrap somebody else's hair around it as well, then that opens them up for the skinwalker to body nap them.
Wow. So
And I'd never heard that before.
yeah. So yeah. So anyway, we'll see if yes, Woken One says skinwalkers are Bigfoot who want
Good question.
skinwalkers are Bigfoot who want waxed at about full body wax. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Woof.
I don't
Anyway,
think so. But
so
apparently they're usually all painted white, or they all look white, and then they're in cloaks.
yep.
That's the other part that he told me about them. And that's about all he was willing to tell me.
Yeah, so we'll see. This is going to be an interesting season, and we will. Speaking of Skinwalker Ranch, we are going to have Thomas Winterton is going to be on with us. That's next Wednesday at 7:30 when we're talking about the show. He's going to join us. So if you guys want to ask any questions for that, Linda, at some point before the show, a few days before the show, she'll put out a message on the Facebook group that if you have questions for Thomas, do put them in, and make sure you do. If you have any questions, we'll be talking to him during the recap of 2 episodes. But if we don't get to all of that, I want to bring up the highlights and let him talk about it. But yeah, that's going to be a show. I think you don't want to miss that one. If you are a Skinwalker Ranch fan, you'll definitely want to watch next Wednesday at 7:30. So that'll be a fun one. So I know you'll be there, right?
Yep. I'll make sure I'm watching.
Yeah, so I really like that one. So well, what do you think about Oak Island? Everything what do you hope to see on Oak Island? Are you a big fan of the Oak Island as well? I know you're going up there, right?
Yes. I am gigantic. I'm a bigger fan of Oak Island than I am Skinwalker Ranch.
Yep. So what are you hoping to see this year? What are you hoping that they will do?
I'm hoping we make it into the Mug and Anchor pub, and I get to run into the guys, and I get to have just whatever conversations we can have, and to get out there and see the museums, go on a tour with Tony.
Yep.
I'm real big on museums.
Yeah, going out the Salty Dog Sea Tours is a must do when you go up there, for sure.
I would think so, yeah.
Yep. And it's not always, he may or may not be the on that particular tour. That just depends, but because he's not, if he's busy on the island, then he won't be there. And so he doesn't go on every single one of them, but hopefully you guys will get to see him and all that, and hanging out at the Mug and Anchor. You never know who you might. I guess Gary has a room there, so you never know. Jack hangs out in there sometimes and chops it up with people. So
yep. Well, we'll see who we see.
Yep. So what do you think about Oak Island? What are you hoping to see them do on the show this year? What do you hope they will dig or find, or investigate or what?
I hope that mining, which I like way better than digging those big cans.
Yep.
Because I'm terrified that they're going to damage what's actually down there.
Yep.
So I love, and I've got experience with my work, but that stuff works. That shotcrete and the mining, that works. That's
Cool.
for real.
Cool.
It's totally cool.
Yep.
So for them to get down there with that Muon technology, I would love for them to find, the treasure.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it is, right? Whatever those big rooms that they were showing us in the, in the preview there, in that drilling down thing. So
Yep.
I would love to see them, and I would want them to leave them active, because if they find the treasure, right, I would hope that they turn the island basically into a giant museum, so fans could walk down in those tunnels to see where they found the treasure.
I do think that would happen. I honestly do. What do you guys think in the chat out there? Do you believe that would happen? That if they find, even if they don't find the treasure, but they find answers to who was down there and what may have been in the treasure, either way, I hope that they would make it open to tours. What do you guys think? So, oh yeah, it looks like we got a couple other people wanting to call in. So, cool.
Okay.
That was cool. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate your calling.
Not a problem. You have a good night, Jeff.
You too. Bye. So yeah, anybody else that wants to call in, go ahead. So, if you want to talk about it. Again, I'm just kind of curious. What do you hope that will be? Where do you think is? Well, let me ask you this: where do you think they should concentrate on Oak Island this year? Doing what they're doing, or should they be looking in a different place? Should they be looking somewhere around Nolan's Cross? Should they be looking in the bog, which is the swamp? Over by lot 4. What do you guys think? Where should they be concentrating this year? Are they doing, if they are working up in on top of the hill there, basically? So I guess that would be what, east of 10X. It's out on the road there, and they're doing that digging with the long reach excavator. Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think that's the right? They're going to find something really cool there. I think so. I'm trying to read some of the chat. There's quite a bit of stuff here still going on. So, but you guys know that we will do our very best. We do get a little bit of information that's going on Oak Island. We don't like to guess. I don't ever like to. I do like to speculate, and I will always say that when I'm talking about that. Like talking about the Dumas mining going out there, or what the long reach excavator is doing, or what the new excavator and all that equipment and all those dump trucks that were going across, like 30 dump trucks, Karen said, going across today. With all this going on, so we speculate what they're doing, but I don't like to ever give out, misinformation about that. So it's important that, and there's some things that we hear that we're just simply not, going to bring up for that reason. Sounds like they're filling in the boreholes. Is the hole where Rick rode the excavator bucket under the long reach No, is the hole where Rick rode the excavator bucket under the long reach excavator? No. That hole was down in that was on the Derringer survey. That was one of the points on the Derringer survey that they had dug very close to it, down at just the back, just inland off of Smith's Cove, right on the edge there. And that was a very deep hole. They did find that was a tunnel down there. That was definitely a wood structure, some 50, 60 feet underground right there. There's no doubt about that. That's the bucket that Rick got in and got lowered down. No, let me see. Let me find a picture, and I'll try to give you a better idea of where they are. I'm going to show this one first. Let's see while I find that other one. Okay, this is. Well, no, this is not a good picture. Hold on. Let me dig here for a second. Because I want to show you where this was. Well, one of the things about the information that we give, we always want to make sure that it's as accurate as possible. And I don't want to mislead anybody and stuff. And if we ever get anything really good, um, like when we saw the Dumas trucks going out there, I'll go live when as soon as I can after we find the information out. I'll go live as soon as I can and tell you guys about it. So if you click on the notification bell, if you're a subscriber on the YouTube side and you click on the notification bell, you'll get notified as soon as I go live with something. And sometimes I'll have guests or whatever with us too. But um, I don't want to, I mean, I think that information should be out there for everybody because um, I don't know. I just don't like the idea of holding a wallet hostage for that kind of stuff. But um, I should share it. I think share it with everybody. Okay, so I got the map up here. I'm going to show this. Okay, so here's the money pit. This is the money pit area right here. I'll zoom in a little more. Okay. And this is that goes up a slope right here, and up here is 10X is back here, and there's the road here that goes down to Smith's Cove. This is the cave-in pit right here. This circle of water. And so the excavator appears that it's digging right up here on the hill, like in the middle of the road where it goes down to Smith's Cove. So it's right in this area here somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but right in this area somewhere is where it appears that the Long Reach excavator is digging. Now, we do know that there was the seismic survey that was done again with new technology. What they had done a seismic testing up in the entire area from Smith's Cove to the Money Pit. And they ran that through new data or new technology, new software last season, and they presented it on Oak Island. And so to the team, and there was that tunnel that was found, or it looked like a natural tunnel that looked like it was running from where shaft 12 was all the way up to the Money Pit, which I think, if I'm correct on this, that means it's running from down here in Smith's Cove area all the way to the Money Pit. And it looked like it didn't look like it had squared off walls or whatever. It was kind of rugged and misshapen. And then they found the chamber that looked like a chamber that was somewhere in the Money Pit area, that 12 by 12 chamber. If you guys remember that, that would be right basically in line with that open void that they saw on that seismic testing. In my opinion, I don't know this for a fact, but that's what I'm thinking. Um, so what do you guys think? But that's where the excavator, I believe that's where the excavator is working right up here. And I don't know, I have a clue if that has anything to do with um, where the tunneling, the mining tunnel is going to get put in. If it is, if that's what they're doing, I don't know. The women's memorial would be right about in here, and it was right up behind it where they were working from the pictures we saw. So, anybody else wants to call in? The phone line's open. You can call in and let me know what you think. Um, Winston says that the drilling rig was seen drilling next to the head shaft this week, maybe to confirm a hard target from Muon. Yes, if it was, and I think that's what they would be using the drilling rig for right now, don't you think? They would be using it for, uh, making sure that anything that they saw that might have been a void is in fact a void. I think so. So that's why they would be, because that way they can confirm before they start doing any kind of tunneling or anything like that. Verify that it's there and then go after it. Let's see. Looks like that area or possibly lower. Okay, Karen said, "Oh, okay? So, do you mean lower towards Smith's Cove or lower towards, or maybe the way I'm pointing, lower towards Smith's Cove or lower towards the Money Pit or lower towards the Cave-in Pit? Is it down this way, maybe, like right in here? I think you might be right. I think it might be right down in here, just above the 18, which would put it And if that cave-in pit was from a tunnel, something that was there and caved in at one time, which kind of would seem like a plausible reason for a cave-in pit, right? Um, towards the women's monument. Oh, okay, down over here. So, Karen, is it your opinion that they're not digging? I think we've gotten confirmation they are not digging in the women's memorial, but it would be right close to it, I would presume. So, thank you, Karen. I really appreciate your piping in and telling us because you go around the island in your kayak, and so you get to see this stuff firsthand. Colin Jameson's got to get out there and get us some pictures. I don't know if he's watching tonight, but yeah, we need Colin too out in the boat. We need as many as we can get, but we surely appreciate your information, Karen. Absolutely. Um, oh, hi, Paula. How you doing? Glad to see you here. Let's see. So I'm gonna let's see. Seems that yes, Winston. I believe you're right. A Gerhardt dump truck load of silver would show up on Muon. And we don't know that that's not, like I said before, I don't know for a fact if um, I don't know for a fact if the Muon the picture that they did show on that preview, they showed it on the preview for the season finale, but they didn't show it on the actual TV show. So that was kind of weird. I was wondering why were they doing that. But anyway, so um, if that was truly a picture of the money pit area or somewhere else on the island, I mean, maybe that showed up and it was the island, but it wasn't even in the money pit. Maybe it was somewhere else. Um, Henry, there's Henry. I've been talking bad about you, Henry. If you just got here, then good. Don't watch the replay. It just, yeah, you don't want to. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm really excited about season 10. I think that it's going to be, um, some people have said a make or break season. If they don't find anything this year, what will happen with the TV show? Um, who knows? As long as it's still going well as far as viewership. Season 9 was kind of a ho hummer. They did have some cool stuff. They did have some bad things that happened with having to stop digging in certain areas, and the amount of artifacts that were found that were Mi'kmaq, there was a lot. From what Laird was telling us, there was a lot of artifacts. What they showed on the TV show, which is a small fraction of what was really truly there. So, or really what they found, I should say, and that's why all those areas were cordoned off. That was a bummer, a very depressing time on the island when they went through all of that. It really shut down a lot of stuff that they wanted to do, kind of put a damper on things. But it also then it said, okay, well then they pushed towards putting in the caissons, and they were going to do 4. We thought we had they ended up being 5. So, um, oh, okay, Susan, I think I saw that. Yeah, Robert Clotworthy posted it. Said we all heard that the show was has been nominated for an Emmy award. Yeah, he posted that, and so yeah, it's up for an Emmy. Isn't that cool? So yeah, I mean they've done well, and I think that guys are all. I like everybody that's on on the island. Everybody that's on the show is really cool. Even those that are behind the scenes that we've got to talk to and meet. They everybody that's involved in it, all the researchers and stuff that have been on. Speaking of which, we do have some people coming on again. We've got some rescheduling going on. We did get Vanessa Lucido rescheduled. She is going to be the 13th. I've got the 13th of July written down. So that's Vanessa. We do have Corian and Christopher, Corian Mull and Christopher Morford. We're getting them rescheduled to come back on because that show got postponed as well. So yeah, we're gonna have some neat stuff coming up. We've got some different folks that you may not have ever seen on a podcast before coming. And then, of course, we got Tom Burns and Henry DeWitt coming on. They're going to talk about the adventures of the adventures of Special Ops Team 2 and what they have done. We'll see a lot of that. That's going to be fun, and all their pictures and their experiences. I can't wait to hear the true story. We've only gotten snippets, even us, so Linda and Jan and I, we've only gotten little bits and pieces of what they really did. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be a fun time. Um, all right, folks. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. As much as I could sit here and just go on all night, I'm sure we shouldn't turn this into a 2 hour show. I did want to just pop in and kind of talk a little bit and give everybody a chance to come in and get to meet each other a little bit and talk. And um, oh, I see. Susan Otterson said, to build a tunnel, they would have to start at a lower elevation so that the tunneling equipment could progress horizontally. Yes. Yeah. They would have to come in from a lower spot, I would think anyway. Again, I'm not a miner, so I don't know, but I would think that it would makes more sense that they would come in level and work their way into a hillside or where the artifact might be. But if it's found with the Muon technology and it's in an area where it's pretty flat, then they're going to have to go down, or elevate, go on a slant down to it or something, I guess. Um, yeah. So anyway, that's what I wanted to do tonight, folks. I just wanted to come on and kind of talk about Oak Island a little bit. I said in that one post, it's like, gee, I talk about it all the time. And I love going back and watching some of the reruns. I just like Oak Island. I like the guys and I like the show. I think that it's interesting, and there's a lot to be learned. I think in the end, there's going to be a change in history. I think as to what really took place in North America, and that's kind of one of the things that I'm kind of working on too. Is talking to some of the indigenous folks up here in this area. I am currently on an Indian reservation right now. That's where I am, and talking to some of the folks to see, different ideas about everything. Um, and that's one of the things I said about working with the Mi'kmaq people on Oak Island. If they could work this out, and hopefully they will for season 10 and the future of the dig, but wouldn't that be the place to where they could really get more information? Because who was here when the first peoples from across the ocean came? I think they both could benefit each other in the artifacts found on Oak Island and in the story, sharing the information back and forth, right? So, anyway, all right, folks, I'm going to go. I'll leave you with that thought, and we'll do this again. Because I just like it now that I'm in this atmosphere. I can jump on and I can do more broadcasting whenever the mood strikes or information comes on. So make sure you click on that notification bell so you know right away when that happens. I love it when you join. I love it when you throw out a lot of good information and questions and things that I didn't think of. That's what this is all about. That's why I love doing it. I love to interact with everybody. So please join me again next time. And I don't know, I don't have a schedule other than the fact that next Wednesday will be Skinwalker Ranch episodes number 7 and 8. We're going to be talking with Thomas Winterton. He'll be here with us for that. And that's going to be a lot of fun to go over. So again, see you guys later. Have a good rest of your night. And we will see you Saturday, maybe. Good night.